Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is Leonard Hong, your host for the Ultimate Growth Experience podcast. This is not the second episode, but this is just me giving a 5-minute talk in terms of what I've been doing and also giving you some updates. I arrived in Auckland last night and it was good. The flight was good, the food was fantastic. My mom and my dad greeted me at the airport at 1 a.m. last night, so I'm still jet lagged, but I'm still energized and good to go. So ladies and gentlemen, throughout the last 3 months in Melbourne, I worked as an intern for Today, a small management consulting firm that specializes in dealing with social and environmental matters. And I did some market research over there with the CQ team, which is a small subcomponent of Today. And for the final 4 weeks of my time in Melbourne, I worked with Dale Sidebottom, who was the first guest of my show, an entrepreneur, a very successful man, and an individual that I really admire, and somebody that I idolize to become. So Dale, boss, thank you so much for everything, and I hope you're well. And to all the listeners who listened to the first podcast, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned some wisdom and knowledge out of Dale. His app, Juggle Life, is available on the App Store, and also his main Facebook business page, Energetic Education, is also available. The links to Dale's business will be available below in the description. While I was in Melbourne, I was fortunate enough to have met all kinds of people. I met some amazing individuals out there. Friends back in Melbourne who are listening to this, thank you so much for everything and for the friendship that we've developed throughout my time in Melbourne. I hope you all are well, and I'll see you all again in the coming future. Thank you so much, guys. Now to the updates. So, I've been reading a book by Professor Niall Ferguson from the Hoover Institute. The book is called The Square and the Tower. So it goes through the history of hierarchies and networks, all the way from the 15th century to today, in the era of Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And so he elaborates how the 15th century period of the printing press is quite similar to today's period of where a abundance of information is available out there. And he is basically telling us that we live in a world of informational and political chaos, where there's more and more political polarization, but also acknowledging the fact that birds together flock together. You hang out with losers and you end up a loser. And that to me indicated that you need to know people that are better than you and strive to become like them, which is what Jim Rohn says. So, for example, the 5 people that you hang out with determines who you are. And this is why having a strong, collectivized set of networks who are either A, high in the hierarchy, or B, have series of different sorts of networks is really important to be able to be a sustainable and productive member of society. And that's the main thing that I got out of Niall Ferguson's book. And so he is a fantastic academic, and I hope you all check that book out. It is amazing. And another book that I've been looking into is a book that Dale gave me just 2 days ago. It's by Tim Ferriss called The Tribe of Mentors. So it goes through how the most successful human beings in the world have key sets of habits and routines that they go through every single day. And so I'll just give you what I've been doing lately is that I meditate every morning. I go to the gym all the time. And I also read a lot. Books are the best thing that you could invest in. For example, Benjamin Franklin said that the most guaranteed investment that you could make right now is knowledge. And knowledge is so powerful. And that's the main thing, guys, is that you need to aspire to get as much knowledge as you can. Because without knowledge, you cannot grow, nor can you become somebody that you want to become. Becoming the best version of yourself. And that, to me, is the most important thing that you should aspire to do as a person. So that's that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this short update video, and thank you very much for listening to my first podcast, and I'll see you in the second episode. Good night.